Good evening. This is it as far as the group stages go. Just 2 games left, and after those we'll know how the 8 clubs are going to line up for the quarter-finals. There's only one of those matches confirmed so far. That's Barry Town at home to Merthyr. And with us tonight to see how the others pan out is former Welsh international Mark Aizlewood. But it's the Group A first tonight, where Swansea City and Bangor City contest home advantage in the quarter-finals at the Vetch Field. Barry Town already confirmed as winners of the group, and Bangor City can make it a League of Wales 1-2 if they avoid defeat tonight. Should Swansea fail to win, they could face a trip to Cardiff City. High stakes then at the Vetch Field, and to see us through it, our commentary team, former Welsh international Ian Walsh, but first of all, Ian Gwyn Hughes.
10 years ago, Alan Cork against Graham Sharp would have meant a Wimbledon against Everton First Division encounter. Tonight it's Swansea City and Bangor City. It's all about money and home advantage in the last 8 of the tournament. With that in mind, Alan Cork has named his strongest possible Swansea City team as they aim for a top 2 finish. It features 2 players that Bangor will know all about, Tony Bird and Dave O'Gorman, formerly of Barry Town. But it's their first opportunity to face Julian Alsop, the powerful front player on loan from Bristol Rovers, who makes his first appearance in this tournament tonight.
Yeah, Swansea playing with a 3-man central defensive system tonight. The danger men for Swansea obviously going to be Tony Bird and Julian Alsop up front, with Dave O'Gorman having a free roll wide on the right. Bangor
City needing only a draw to finish in second place in the group, come into this game without the experienced Mark Rutte and Harry Wiggins. Neil Sang, wearing 8, plays his first game in the first team since September. He's been out with injury. Mark Lloyd-Williams, who scored the winner in the game at Farrow Road between the teams, is on the bench.
Same sort of formation for Bangor City, but the 3 men in the centre of midfield have got to keep it tight. Expect them to do a lot of defending this evening.
The referee tonight is a familiar figure. It's Ray Ellingham of Cardiff. And it's Bangor City to kick off. And no doubt Swansea City, who are playing in the all-white, of course, Bangor in their familiar all-blue. Swansea will be looking for revenge after that defeat at Farrow Road earlier on in the competition. It was a young Swansea side on that particular evening, but one feels that Bangor City will be up against it as Swansea look to build on their consistency in the nationwide third division. This is the corner again, Ian.
Yeah, this is the second call, a little flick, but also open. Again, Ken McKenna's got to be very careful. Raising your arms can get you sent off. Got to be careful. Long time to go.
Rather lucky there. Maybe it was just a yellow card as O'Gorman tries to get that ball across. That's a better cross. I think it caught everyone by surprise, including Alsop, but he drove that in. And I think maybe many people expected him to go even further wide.
This is much better from Dave O'Gorman. He means this. He gets his body right round the ball, whips it in there, and it was just a little bit too far behind Julian Alsop to get behind the ball and direct it on goal.
Jason Price, though, just stretches out the leg, and the pressure is back on. Tony Bird. It's all very scrappy indeed. Alsop. Now then, Alsop could be through here. Down he goes, and that's a penalty. And it all came about from really scrappy play. Bangor City had plenty of opportunities to clear that, but Chris Whelan it was who brought Alsop down.
Yeah, it was very scrappy. He goes round well Alsop here, but Chris Whelan just takes, forgets about the ball and he takes the legs. Definite penalty, no arguments with that.
It's Tony Bird then with this opportunity of putting Swansea City ahead. Bird against Williams. Up comes Bird. Oh, what a save! I mean, it was close to the goalkeeper, but he held on to it. It was firmly struck by Tony Bird. And David Williams, well, he's a good shot stopper, and he proved it there.
Well, it was just hard and low, wasn't it? But you have to say, usually they rebound off the keeper. But it stuck like glue then. Tremendous save down to his right-hand side, into his body. Good handling of the ball.
Bangor City trying to put some pressure. They've taken the lead. It's Craig Dulson. They could so easily have been 1 down. And Dulson's chip caught Roger Freestone by surprise. And with 7 minutes to go till half-time, the League of Wales side have stunned the Vetch. They've taken the lead. It's Craig Dulson. What a turnaround. It could so easily have been Swansea City 1, Bangor City 0. It's the other way round.
Yeah, again, it's knocked up into feet, gets it back. It just falls nicely for him here, doesn't it? Onto his left peg. Lovely first touch. Just has a hit and hope effort, really. But it's well flighted in off the post.
And that's the last incident of the first half. Gwyn Pearce-Owen, the Bangor City chairman, said before the game that they'd had a difficult journey on the way down. A few of them, the Bangor players, not feeling too well on the long and winding roads in mid-Wales. But there's the goal scorer in the first half. A lovely little effort from Craig Dulson, separates the sides, and Graham Sharp will be absolutely delighted with the half-time scoreline here at the Vetch, which reads Swansea City 0, Bangor City 1. So Swansea City trailing 1-0, and Ray Ellingham, the referee, was the referee for the very first game in this competition when Bangor City made the long journey down to Jenner Park and were beaten 3-0 by Barry Town. But he's brought them a bit more luck so far this evening. That challenge on Jonathan Coates gives Swansea an early opportunity of creating something here, something positive from their point of view. Lee Jenkins is there. Now then, there's a line of blue shirts being marked by a line of white shirts as that ball is knocked in. It's Jonathan Coates. Shot is well struck by Jason Price. Allsop.
Yeah, I've seen Danny Barwood play a couple of times, coming on as substitute. He's not the biggest lad in the world, but he's very, very sharp. He's got a good touch on the ball, and when he gets in good positions, he can knock balls into the far post for the likes of Tony Bird and Julian Allsop.
Again, Freestone aims for Allsop. Up goes Allsop. This time gets the touch on for Barwood. Supported. Now he's left flat on his back from the challenge by Mark Edwards, but the pressure is still on. Allsop's there. No one coming up. Is a put? Yes! Driven in by Jason Price. He was coming up in support. He claimed the winner at Colchester on Friday, and he really drove that ball confidently into the Bangor City goal to bring Swansea City level. Slack play by Hydale for once. Gives the initiative back to Swansea City. Jason Price surging forward. It's with Cusack. Bangor City on the verge of a memorable result for them and of ensuring second place in the group. We're into injury time. Swansea City really needs something spectacular and dramatic in the final seconds here. I would imagine there'll be a couple of minutes of injury time because Bangor, not surprisingly, have wasted a few moments. The ball is driven in, it's headed away by Ashton. The cross from Ryan Casey. Maybe Swansea needed a bit more of that throughout the game. And that's the last action of this particular game. And Bangor City have clinched second spot in the group. And they are absolutely delighted with the result and performance. Graham Sharp will be proud of his players. Swansea supporters show their frustration. But the goal by Craig Dulson in the first half, Jason Price, they're wearing 8 for Swansea City, cancelled it out by equalising in the second half. And Bangor City will be delighted on the journey back to North Wales because the final score here at the Vetch Field is Swansea City 1, Bangor City 1.
The lads would, when they came out at first, they were saying what a quality football pitch it was. So it was nice for them to come out, you know, and playing a decent surface. And I think first half especially, we played some good stuff. Okay, you might have thought the goal might have been a bit lucky. We don't really know if it was meant for a cross or whatever. But you know, you make your own luck in this game, and you know, we were delighted.
I've just been telling the boys, you know, that seems like 5 weeks hard work down the drain. You know, it's disappointing having played so well on Friday at Colchester and getting a good win there, and coming back here and doing so poorly. But it's just the attitudes of players. It's happened in all my career though, where league players don't have the right attitude to come out and play properly, and then they think that, whether they think they're too good to it, I don't know. But it's happened all the way down the years, as long as I remember, and it's just disappointing and frustrating, really, that they do that.